you're riding a 5-fight winning streak. It's been that long since you know your last loss. What did you learn from your last defeat?
It was just more, make sure everything in the background is tight. Um, you know, going in that fight, um, a lot of things, in the background wasn't the way they should be. I didn't have a nutritionist on board. I didn't have strength conditioning. The coaching was kind of, you know, it just wasn't tight, and I just that let me realize, even though I kind of knew that you can't get by on talent alone. Like you have to make sure all the boxes are ticked. So after that, that's what I did, and there you said I'm on a 5-fight winning streak.
Uh, Chris has a reputation of being a knockout puncher. I think he's got like a 76% KO rating, but he's never been 12 rounds before. Do you feel that the longer this fight goes, the more of an advantage you have?
Yeah, well, I feel like all the advantages are in my favor anyway. Chris does have a big KO percentage, but you have to look at the opposition that he's been fighting. It hasn't been any top quality. So, and everyone at this weight, everyone can punch. So everything's in my favor from the first bell.
Compared to some of your past competition, where do you feel like Chris fits into the picture?
Um, he's there. Like I've fought and beaten better opposition than him before, but none of that is important. You have to. Every fighter is dangerous. Like I said, especially at the cruiserweight. One punch can change everything. So I just need to stay focused on him and not compare him to anybody else.
Thank you, Tommy, and best of luck.
Thanks.
Hey, Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. Um, this is your first time. Well, you've been in fights scheduled for 12 rounds before, but never have gone 12. Do you think this fight is going to go the distance?
No, I don't think so. Obviously, you've trained for 12 rounds as always, and we're prepared for every possibility. Whether it going early or late. I've been really improved my engine this camp as well, so be able to fight at my usual high pace. But I don't believe it will go 12 rounds now.
Tommy was just talking about how he believes he's the more polished boxer and that he thinks he has the better skill set than you. Having watched him on film, what are you seeing and how do you assess him based on what you've seen?
Yeah, he's more of a traditional boxer, a bit more amateur style, uses his feet and flicks his shots and drops back and stuff. But this is professional boxing, and skills aren't just like the amateurs. You don't just move your feet and flick shots and score shots. It's about breaking people down and knowing what to do when you're not throwing punches and stuff like that as well. So yeah, I think that's his style, and I think he can only box that way. But I can box, I can fight, and I think I've proven that a lot already in my previous fights.
He doesn't have obviously the KO percentage that you have. Do you think that he has the power to keep you away from him for 12 rounds?
It's cruiserweight boxing. I don't believe so, but also I'm not gonna allow him to just hit me at will. My last fight probably took too many shots off a fairly heavy-handed lad as well. Obviously, I think Vasil had only one fight of his, or a couple of fights he hadn't stopped out of his wins. So yeah, I've been in there plenty of heavy-handed people, Richard Riakporhe being one, and haven't been hurt. So I don't believe so, but the right shot in the right place, people can get hurt. But for me, I don't believe Tommy will hurt me in this fight. I think that my skill set will take away all the power he does have. Yeah, and I think that the punch power in this fight could be the difference.
Thank you, Chris, and best of luck to you.
Thanks, Jeremy.